get my dryer and express dry that so it's dry enough to recoat. So I'll be back in a jiffy. Now be careful not to overheat this thing because it's quite easy to burn the good paint. So we'll just put a little bit of heat on it just for a minute. Put that down up here like so. Okay, and what we'll do is while we're waiting for that to dry, for the rusted item to dry, we'll put on the plastic primer on the plastic part. Most bumper bars on cars these days are plastic, so you can bet you're going to need plastic primer. So what you do is you get the plastic primer, which is a clear looking liquid, and you apply it just, I've put a little bit on there. You've got to be careful, but it's quite easy to do to make that run. You've got to really squeegee the brush and just do a little bit of a dip because it's quite liquidy. And then we'll just put a little bit just on the plastic item where the paint's missing, only on that and nowhere else. Okay, so the primer's down there and over here. Keeping it just on the black area. Don't put it on the good paint. It doesn't need it there, so you shouldn't be putting it there. Now, I'll just grab the heater again and we'll just heat all that up and dry it. Again, not too much heat. You can tell when the plastic primer has dried because it looks flat looking, there's no gloss. And you can tell when the rusted item is dry, the anti-rust is dry, when it turns purple, a brownish purpley looking colour like it has there. Okay, now that's looking pretty good, that repair so far. What we'll do next is we're going to want to repair the clear coat. The clear coat on this, being a COB from factory, that means it's got its colour and then it's got its clear. It's got its electrostatic coating, of course, then the colour, then the clear. And when a scratch happens, such as this one, usually there's impact residue, scratching in the clear and scratching in the colour. And what we're going to do today is we're going to repair the clear coat first and then we're going to repair the colour coat. And then if you wish to, you can reapply clear over the colour to give it that gloss effect. Now, when an impact happens, it actually hits the clear first, scratching all the clear, but not necessarily going down to the colour and then going down to the colour as the scratch progresses. So, in other words, don't use the paint colour, don't use your paint colour to fix your clear coat. If you do that, you're just going to make the thing look worse. You need to repair the clear coat with the clear, you need to fix the colour coat with the colour, you need to treat the metal, you need to put the proper primers on, you need to clean up impact residues, you need to do all these things in order to make that repair go quite unnoticeable. Oh, of course it's going to be there, but it'll be unnoticeable. Your eyes will pass by it. Only if you really look you'll see it. So we're going to repair the clear coat now. Now, just get the brush out of the kit. This brush comes in the kit, and we'll just break up the end of it so it's loose, like so. We'll give our clear a good shake, and we're going to apply one light coat of clear. The viscosity of this clear, or the thickness of the clear, is quite thin, so you can actually work it. There's a way to do it. If you pay attention to my stroking action, you'll be able to see that we're actually stroking the clear and moving it all around. So we're putting a dollop on there and then moving it all around, and when that dries, that should dry flat. When the solvent dries out of it, should dry reasonably flat and again going quite unnoticeable. But with the clear, only put it where you can see the whitish looking scratches. If they're definitely black and you know that they're definitely going to need colour, then I'd recommend that you go just on the clear and not put clear on the primer. There's no need for it. So we'll just do that, and we'll just go around it there. You can see those scratches disappearing now. Now I'm trying to keep it as close as I can to the scratch without going over the scratch. Now you can see those scratches disappearing. I'm not putting it on the black, trying not to put it on the black. Again, if you make a mistake, you've got the clean-up item in there with that little blue cloth. You can actually take everything that you have done off. The only item that won't come off, that would need to be sanded off, would be the rusted item. Sort of like dries like a fiberglass type of resin, and it doesn't allow anything to get in contact with the metal, stopping the rust, you see, because the oxygen and the water makes it rust. So you can see that scratch is going, and it looks quite good. Okay, just paint the clear over there, over those scratches. That's becoming quite invisible there, and it's looking good. Now, if you're not sure about a scratch, whether it's a clear scratch or a colour scratch, always use your clear first in any case. If you can manage to get rid of it with a clear, you're a lot better off. So we'll put that clear away, and we'll add a little bit of colour to that. Now, what we should have done really is, when we put the primers on, we should have done this hadn't there been rust, but because there was rust. Now we've actually fixed the clear coat before we've actually fixed the clean cut scratch. Now it doesn't really matter which order you do the layers, the idea is to repair each layer, and while you're waiting for one thing to dry you may be doing another action, and that's a good way to work so that you can complete it quickly. When you're doing this application around the whole car, you would start with a blemish remover around every scratch around the car. You wouldn't do one scratch at a time, it would take you forever. You'd need to do the way it's designed and in the instructions is you start with the first item and you go around the car. So the first thing that you would do would be take off your impact residues using your cleanup. The second thing would be your blemish remover. The third thing would be your rusted item. The fourth thing would be your primer, metal primer and plastic primer. Then the clear, then the colour, and then the clear again over that clean cut scratch. So what we'll do now is we're just putting primer just where it needs it on those up. See, now I've got to make a little bit of a boo-boo there. Okay, so I'm just going to clean that little bit of primer there because that's metal primer for metal. See, everybody makes the mistakes, and they're easily fixed. So we've got the clean up there. Now we'll reapply a little bit of plastic primer there. It won't take too long to dry. And just put that plastic primer back on there because we don't want the colour to peel off once it's done. So we'll do that. While that's drying, we'll touch up this metal section where the rusted is. It's the only bit of bare metal I can see. It's a good idea to put primer where paints are missing because it gives you a better paint level. So we'll just do that there like so. Just giving it one little coat there just to do the rusted thing. And now we're going to move on to the colour coat. So we'll give that a good shake. We'll heat that up a little bit. I always like to apply a little bit of heat, makes things dry faster. But again, be careful not to burn the good paint, it's quite easy to do. So we gave that a good shape. Now